Alright, we're back. I have a splitting headache. But we must press on with this game. So I actually took yesterday off and spent some time in the never-ending storybook. Oh wow, it doesn't have a summary. But yeah, I spent a little bit of time in the never-ending storybook, refreshing my memory on the story way back in the days of A Realm Reborn and Heavensward, especially around the Minfilia stuff. Despite this glad turn of events, the suffering born of mine all too arrogant meddling paineth me still, says Urianger. And yet their smiles do give me hope for the morrow. Thank you for standing by, Reen, and Minfilia. I'm sure it meant a lot to her, seeing you one last time. Would that I could have been there to hear their words exchanged between them. When all of this is over, perhaps I'll ask what was said. Alright, so I got all this dialogue before, so let's continue. A fresh start. For perhaps the first time, the look on Reen's face is one of utter relief. I honestly don't know how to repay you. And we need to turn off that auto-advancing text. Are you certain you're up for fighting so soon? I can't imagine the power of the Oracle is something one learns to wield in the space of a few hours. Maybe not, but the presence of the Light Wardens is unmistakable to me now. In fact, I sense one here in Amarang, to the west. I think it might be hiding underground. Oh, underground? Then it's as we suspected. We thought it prudent to take a brief survey of the area prior to your arrival. To the west we found the remains of a site known as MALIKAH'S well. If I recall correctly, the well was built in remembrance of one of the ancient kings of Naboth Ering to serve as a source of respite from the desert heat. It fell into disuse after the flood, whereupon the miners of Am-Orang thought to turn it into an excavation site. Part of it. Judging by its size, the underground waterways are no doubt extensive, the perfect hiding place for a warden. Reen, are you certain you can track it? Leave it to me. Then it's settled. We make for MALIKAH'S well. Oh wow, do I have a big headache. So we're going to MALIKAH'S well. And we're gonna get a flight thing after this, which means this is probably the final quest of the zone. Alright, we gotta get around the armadillos. I've discovered a new location. Ooh, I see. How do we get here? Oh man. Hey, there's a bunch of Taloses down here. Masterless Taloses, level 77. Is this a level 77 quest that I am on at this moment? It is. We have passed over into level 77 questing. Hello, everyone. That looks like a long way down. That the walls should still bear so great a burden after countless years of neglect bespeaketh the surpassing skill of their architects. I didn't expect to see Talos wandering about, much less of their own accord. How long must it have been since their creator's bones turned to dust? Though I cannot see it as you do, it is no less awe-inspiring a sight. Because she has a weird blindness that affects her sometimes in the story, but not other times in the story. Something about this doesn't feel right. A marvel of ingenuity, is it not? The warden is down there. I can feel it. I mean, we probably could have guessed that something bad was going to be at the bottom of this hole. Oh man, do I have a headache. Alright, I guess I'm gonna go do this. Let's do this thing! It's here. I can taste its ether on the wind. Then we've finally found our mark. Let's put an end to this, Tiov, and return the night sky to Am-Orang. MALIKAH'S well, now accessible. Oh good, it's a trial, isn't it? This is a trial, isn't it? No? It's a dungeon. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I thought it was a dungeon that was not a trust dungeon for a second, because I didn't see any of the icons over their heads. And I was about to freak out. The warden's presence feels familiar somehow. Now that I think about it, it reminds me of... but that makes no sense. Sorry, I'm sure I'm just imagining things. No need to worry about me. Urianger and Ishtola were quite thorough in their ministrations. A pity their magics did nothing for my clothes. At any rate, we cannot well stop now. Not after all Reen and Minfilia have given to bring us this far. Lest thou worry, I did relay unto Magnus word of thine untimely accident, whilst I waited for thee to return from thine audience with the oracle. He hath since reclaimed his Talos and Trolley both, and meaneth to begin repairs anon. For a blessing, the damage was but superficial, the leonine heart unmarred by Ranjit's onslaught. Oh, man. Small talk with Alphano. Our battle with the Warden of Holminster Switch was an eye-opening experience, to say the least. Alize and I have trained tirelessly that we might be better prepared for our next such encounter. For Minfilia and the countless souls who struggled to carry on her legacy, we must end this. I can't help thinking about all the children at the inn, abandoned to wait for the inevitable. So long as the light holds sway here, there is no hope for them. But if we defeat the wardens, if we restore the night, then maybe they can still be saved. Oh man, can we save that kid? Who was, Alright, so we gotta take Alize then. The kid that Tesleen was taking care of? I was surprised to hear Ranjit survive the fall, though I suppose I did the same. More surprising is how he so readily saw through our diversion. A foe possessed of such cunning would be sufficient cause for concern in itself, but one capable of besting Thancred in combat too? We would do well not to underestimate him when next we meet. Oh, so he's not dead. I didn't think he was dead. It did seem that he sort of vanished into thin air instead of dying. Alright, let's get this dungeon going. Let's form a party and enter Malika's well. Who shall we take? The game wants me to take Reen, the Oracle of Light. So she is the new Oracle of Light? She's officially promoted? I want to take, oh man, I want to take, Alize. Can I not take Alize?
My strength is yours!
I gotta take Reen. Well, I guess this is my party then. Thancred, Alphino, and Reen. Here we go. Malika's well. Uh-oh. Are you all right? Said Ishtola. At last! It seems that Reen was correct. Thank goodness we succeeded! Are you all injured? Are you at all injured? Well, let's see what reward we got for that. A Nabath Grimoire, something I can't use. But I did get a Nabath Leather Ring of Aiming, which I will now Equip? Wait. It's actually not an improvement. Well, it's better. And improves my item level. So I'll put it on, I guess. And we'll refresh our gear set. Item level 402. And the duty is complete. We had some trouble with the light from the Light Warden. Let's see what happens when we leave.
Don't get me wrong, I'm glad those travelers made it all the way to Nabatha Reng. But when Urianger told me the Talos was in pieces, and the trolley didn't look much better, I couldn't help wondering what in the hells had gone on.
What indeed? At least the heart is in one piece. The rest is replaceable. Looking at this mess, though, it's a miracle they survived.
You can say that again. What the? Are you seeing this?
The sky. It...
It's the kid. Did we save him for Tesleen? Man, I gotta go back to that inn at Journey's End. Or whatever it was called.
At last, night has returned to Amareng. We'll save this broken world yet, Tesleen. You see if we don't.
Yay, they remembered Tesleen. Not good.
No doubt retreating in the wake of the Warden's demise.
Or maybe good.
Back to Calusia, the last refuge of light.
Home to our dear Lord Vorthry, who will no doubt do everything in his power to thwart us.
As well he should, for defeat there would spell the end for both him and his heavenly host. There the fate of this star shall be decided.
Well, that was quite an adventure. Perhaps the administrations were not as thorough as I thought, or perhaps I was a touch too reckless. If only I could have seen the look on Magnus's face when the night sky returned. They must all be so happy. But what about you, Tiav? Do you feel different at all? I have a lot of light in me right now. I still imagine that everybody would be terrified if all the daylight suddenly disappeared and was replaced by night. Eternal night. It seems like that would be a terrifying situation for most people. Is this not the moment Emmett Selk usually chooses to descend upon us? Whatever will we do without his feigned praise and backhanded compliments? Once more shall the knights share equal dominion over the firmament, and yet our travails are far from over. The end to light's dominion over this world is fast at hand. We did it. We really did it. I only wish there were time to visit the inn. We can but hope the return of night has granted the residents some shred of comfort. They thought the world beyond changing, but today I think we proved them wrong. We will fix this broken land, Tiov, together. A fresh start. Quest completed. And I have reached level 79. Amazing. How far away is that inn? Where is the inn? It's over there. I would kind of like to check that place out. I think I'm gonna just like peek over there. You know, I did discover if you do leave this area, you have to go back to this spot up here and talk to a train guy, and it sends you back down here through the gatekeeper, back down to this area. So, if I go over here to the inn at Journey's Head, which I will do right now, because I want to go see if that kid is still over here. Halric, there he is. He's just sitting there. Still just sitting there. He said something. Ah. The light. It fades. Yay. We helped. Is there anybody we can talk to that doesn't have a quest? The patients seem to sleep better during the hours of darkness. I'll not pretend I understand the reasons for these sudden changes, but I certainly welcome them. It was me. I did it. I haven't done... You know, I kind of wish I could do these side quests, because I feel like it would be really interesting, but... I'm fine. I can still... I'm fine. I don't know if you're fine or not. Alright, well, I think we'll stop here. And, that'll be it for now.